What's up, everybody? At long last, I have finally returned. This is Dual666 coming at you with a 1970s horror Blu-ray update. It's been a long time coming. I know you guys have been waiting patiently. It's not like I've been completely inactive. I've been uploading a lot of live footage of the local music scene where I live and lots of the shows my bands are playing. But finally back to hit you guys with some horror stuff. Show you guys Dual666 TV is still mainly a horror channel, even though it's been like mainly a live music channel for a few months now, guys. I know you guys have been waiting a long time, so I hope this very, very good update, might I add, kind of makes up for it. So yeah, you guys know how I like to do it. Almost lost my groove again. God, it's been so long, I'm forgetting the script, guys. To all you stoners, stay up. Do your thing, watch horror, hope you're all well. Cheers. Got all my fellow alkies out there. Got a good one today. Found this some time ago, saved this last can for this very special occasion. We got the Ruination Double IPA by Stone. It's one of my favorites. Cheers, everybody. Soundtrack today is my band Braineater's most recent EP we just put out earlier this year. Pretty solid little release. We're pretty proud of it, so hope you dig it. Physical release is on tape if you guys want to hit the links in the description, after the video or whenever you guys want to do it. Yeah, I'll have all that there waiting for you. But without further ado, let's get into it, guys. First one here is like the last one I got. I got this fairly recently, and I've been after it for a while. It's really weird that I haven't seen this yet. I'm going to turn this down just a little. It's really weird that I haven't seen this, because this is one of those first things I heard about before I really started collecting, and I was just like very, very, very interested in acquiring this film. It's Play Misty For Me, Clint Eastwood's directorial debut. He also stars in it. It's like a fantastic, sort of proto-slashery sort of thing. It's got the Fatal Attraction vibes, like way before Fatal Attraction. The performances in this movie are fantastic. It's got some Cape Fear, sort of like psychodrama sort of stuff going on, but not nearly that brutal. But like I said, the performances are just fantastic. Clint Eastwood gets enveloped with this woman outside of his marriage. He tries to break it off. She's just crazy. She won't have any part of it, and she's just ruining his life. It's super, super sick film. You should definitely go for this one. Let me see here. This is the Kino Lorber and Universal Blu-ray. Picture on this was fantastic. There's not really any extras or anything, but still, I mean, it's just a great print of the film. If I can find something with more extras and stuff, I'd definitely seek that out. But great if you're just looking for the film. Definitely check that out. Next one here, man, this could very well be the very best of the entire update as far as I'm concerned. This is a giallo, very early giallo from 1971. Yeah, 1971. Directed by Fernando Delirium. And starring Klaus Kinski, obviously, like unmistakable face you can see on the other artwork there. This movie has it's gratuitous. It's so cheesy. It's like the perfect giallo. Tons of nudity, tons of gore and horrendous violence. Like, the performances are decent. Everything else lines right up with your typical giallo. But this movie's just got some balls, man. Like, everyone fucking dies in a brutal, brutal fashion. Like I said, there's just tons of TNA throughout the whole thing. If you're looking for more on the slasher side of giallo, this is definitely for you. Like, way less, this is obviously still a mystery film, as all giallos are, but this takes the slasher elements and just amplifies them so much for 1971. I really, really enjoyed this. One of my favorite Klaus Kinski movies. So yeah. Definitely seek that one out. Who put this out? This is Raro Video. Wow, this is a 2014 Raro Video Blu-ray. And man, printed in the USA even. Wow, I didn't really realize that. I've never really heard of Raro Video. There's their logo if you guys should want to look into them. This may be my very first purchase from them, but the print was fantastic. There's like quite a few special features on this as well, so great release. Definitely seek that out if you're into giallos and slashers. Next one we have here is The Legend of Hell House. I saw this very early, like when I was like a very young teenager. My dad rented it from Netflix on DVD like 15, 16 years ago. Like, I remember falling asleep through some of it because I was just on the floor watching in the living room with my family. And I just woke up and like the climax of the movie was so crazy, and like I was super tired, so it just seemed extra epic to me. And I never knew what it was called until I saw it on Pluto TV again. Years later, I said, that's that movie. And I ordered it, gave it a whole viewing on Blu-ray, and this Scream Factory Blu-ray is fantastic. Just like always, they have a lot of special features and cool shit on here, and the print is just fantastic as well. Super good haunted house movie with like all the trimmings and more. I thought that this just took everything that I love about a haunted house movie, amplified it, and just put that 70s twist on it. All the performances in this movie are fantastic. Like, some of them are a little like cheesy, but even still, I think they come across as well acted. It's such a like a weird classical sort of environment, and you know, in 1973 when everything else was a little more low budget and just less savory, like this movie has some class still. I'd say it really goes for that gothic feel. So definitely seek that out. I really like that. This next one's not very good. I kind of just bought it on a whim, and because my buddy Jimbo from the band Atomic Psychopath and a few other bands, but mainly that's what I know him from. He recommended this to me, or I don't know if he recommended it, but he just kind of he said something to it, something about it to me on Facebook at one point, and I just got it in my head to go seek it out. Found it at a con recently. Shriek of the Mutilated, 1974. It's like a Yeti werewolf or a Big Bear. Sorry, Big Bear. Good Lord, Bigfoot movie. From 1974, yeah. This movie is like very dry. It's like everything I don't like about a 1970s horror film is basically like the script of this movie. It's just very dry, not very much of the Bigfoot, and then a twist that is also just like not for me as well. And like you could see it coming. Like this movie is just, it's just not very well made, and everything shows. And I don't know. Vinegar Syndrome, you kind of have to like expect that. They put out a lot of this sort of stuff. This is about to go crazy. It's just gonna play the EP again. I'll skip that in a minute and turn it back up. Anyways, definitely one of my least favorite Bigfoot movies, but still, like, if you're a diehard for that sort of thing, like, it's cool, but don't be surprised when the twist kind of like lets you down. Like, not really actually a Bigfoot movie, if you catch my drift. But, you know, to each their own. Go check that out if you really want to. Next one was a Severin release, and I had a really beat up, weird copy of this on DVD that had like artwork that had like nothing about it. And Severin finally got their hands on a print and restored it. It's Cathy's Curse from 1976. Yeah, 1976. I wonder if there's anything. No, I don't think there's anything from 75 here. Maybe. This one? No, everything's 76 and onward. Anyways, this movie is kind of like an Exorcist ripoff, kind of an Omen ripoff, and then beyond that, like, it's just an unconventional sort of possession movie, and not like a ton happens. It can be sort of dry. I did enjoy it though. Like the old print that I had on DVD was absolutely beat to shit. Couldn't hear the audio, couldn't see a lot of the the picture. They have really corrected that on this release. This is a fantastic print of the movie. So, like I said, it's not the best of all the Exorcist, Omen ripoffs, but if that's kind of your shtick, it's not really mine, but I still did enjoy it. I would say that anyone that's after that sort of movie would be pretty pleasantly surprised with this one. The little girl that's possessed in this movie is absolutely hilarious, too. The things that she says are just so off the wall and rude. It's just, I don't know, it catches me off guard, makes me laugh every time. So definitely check out Cathy's Curse. I would definitely recommend that one. This next one, my dad, he got this because we read the synopsis and there was like bestiality and sexual torture and all sorts of depravity in this movie. And then I ended up not watching it without him. We just didn't have the time to watch it before this update together. So I watched it once just to get it in. And this movie is really dry and drawn out. And yes, yes, there is, you know, a lot of depravity to be had, but I feel like it's just so spaced out. The Island of Death kind of leaves a lot to be desired. And I don't know what to classify it as. It's just this, it's like a psychosexual sort of character study. All sorts of strange social shit with the characters is going on. Everything's very just like unpredictable and God, what's going to happen next? And it doesn't really have a plot. Like, I just can't see... it doesn't connect the dots for me plot-wise. Just kind of, like, leaves you, like, what the fuck is going on the whole fucking time? So, I'm definitely going to give it another try. I didn't hate it, but it's definitely very long. I think it's, like, pushing 2 hours. It's, like, an hour... Yeah, 106 minutes. So, yeah, it's pretty long for what it is. So, beware. But Arrow Video did a very good job making sure that this looked fantastic and sounded fantastic. So if you're into really weird Euro sleaze, like, this is definitely for you. Alright, gonna keep it sleazy for a second here, guys. We have House on Straw Hill from 1976. This is sorry. Why can't I think of the name right now? Exploitation film. Good lord. Going completely blank. The heat here is absolutely zapping my brain. So happy summer, everybody. But yeah, House on Straw Hill. This is also a Severin release on Blu-ray. This has got like a lot of stuff in it. It's got the Severin Blu-ray, Severin DVD, and then it has this disc, Ban the Sadist Videos. And I didn't really know about that when I bought this. It's like some sort of a... I think it's a documentary about video nasties, so I'm pretty excited to check that out. I haven't looked at that yet, but the print on this movie is really, really beat. Like, the only elements that they could find are very, very beat picture-wise, and the audio kind of is okay at parts, and most of it is okay, like acceptable, and then there's a few parts that are really like hard to make out. But the picture on this, man, and they even apologize, you know, before the movie starts. There's a little disclaimer that says how beat up the print is for this film. So go into this film if you should seek it out with that in mind, that it's going to look very grindhousey still. So if you can get beyond that, and I actually really enjoy that aesthetic, so that didn't bother me at all. This movie is definitely one of the gnarlier, like, this is what do they call it? A roughie. It's just really hard to watch. A very brutal exploitation film. Not the worst of the worst by a good grand margin as well, but still a very sleazy and just dirty, rough film. So if that's what you're into, it's definitely that rape revenge sort of exploitation vibes. Great film though. I really did enjoy it. Like I said, not as extreme as some of its contemporaries, but still worth seeking out. Very happy to own. Very cool film. Good lord, I can't talk today. Okay, we got some more haunted house sort of stuff. More just like ghosts. I didn't watch this one as thoroughly as I should have. I've seen it a couple times now, but for some reason it just like it didn't hold my attention. The second time I watched it though, I really enjoyed the ending. Like, this has a lot of giallo vibes, but it's more of a ghost story. It's The Haunting of Julia. I think it goes by another name too. I think it does go by another name. It goes by, also goes by Full Circle, is the title on the 4K disc. I don't have a 4K player, but I do have a Blu-ray player, so I got this combo so I could check it out. Scream Factory, once again, tons of extras. Lots to like about this film. Like, the haunted house vibes are there, but it's not really like centered in one house. Like, just weird shit seems to happen all the way through this movie. So it's also got those Omen vibes where just weird shit's happening outside, anywhere, anything can happen. Other than that, man, I would say it's just a little bit drawn out as well. It's not particularly long to my knowledge, but it just seems... Here, let me see. What does it run? It seems to go... Oh, wow. It won't tell me. I've never seen it. Oh, 98 minutes, yeah. See, it's a little long. Pushing 100 minutes. I could have seen this cut down to maybe like 80, 85 minutes. But still, if you're into haunted house movies or ghost movies or possession movies, like, I would definitely like pair this up with something like Ghost Story or The Changeling 1980. So yeah, well worth your time. I would definitely check it out if you haven't. Get a little moisture. Very good, very good. Alright, let's continue. Got a few left here, guys. Alright, we have another Vinegar Syndrome. Got the sweet little sleeve on there. Killer's Delight, aka the Sports Killer. I wonder if there's anything that says that in here. It just says... Oh, okay, yeah, no, there is another artwork. I'm going to take that out for you guys. This is the other one, the Sport Killer. This came out in 1978. I really like the other artwork for Killer's Delight. So I'm going to keep it like that. Make sure it looks alright. Put it back together. Okay, this movie is not really horror. It's definitely got some horror vibes. It's got a lot of elements, but this movie is definitely a detective movie. Like, true crime sort of vibes rather than horror. It has some slasher vibes. It has some character study, psychodrama vibes. Like, it can come across a little bit akin to, like, Maniac or another film that I'm going to actually talk about in this update, Don't Go in the House. But much less so. It's just a little bit drawn out and dry, but, like, the kills in it are really, really cool. And it's actually based off... what is this actually based off of? I know that there's an actual... Inspired by the hot case of notorious serial... Okay, yeah, this is inspired by the Ted Bundy killings. So, it's quite graphic when it wants to be, but, I don't know, it just doesn't hit the mark slasher-wise. It's definitely still a proto-slasher with a lot of other elements still kind of, like, muscling in and taking the spotlight here and there. So, I just, I don't really know what to totally file it as. But the more I watch it, the more I seem to like it. I thought it was a little dry the first time, and then I rewatched it again a couple times recently, and it's starting to grow on me. So definitely check this out if you're a slasher diehard, because there's no reason not to. There's at least a few great kills to be had. Same with this one, and actually this one's a little bit better. This one's way wackier. This is a Vetsploitation proto-slasher from 1978 as well. This is a Severin... Yeah, the last one was Vinegar Syndrome. This is a Severin Blu-ray of Delirium from 1978. And I wonder if this has a different name as well. Sometimes they do. Maybe not. I can't tell with this one. This one is like some Vietnam vet exploitation. And it kind of gets like... It's very slashery at the beginning, but you know who the killer is the whole time. So you're just kind of following him around. And then the rest of the characters are like looking for him, and it's very cheesy and almost tongue-in-cheek at points. Like, it seems almost self-aware. It's so cheesy at some points, but the end is like an action movie. It's like a total action movie. It just goes crazy at the end. Very unpredictable plot as far as I'm concerned. I think that it kind of just goes off the rails like 2/3 of the way through the film. So if you're into like very oddball proto-slashery, just strange, like, I don't know what to tell you, man. The kills in this are brutal and very slashery, but the vibes are not all slasher. It's definitely got some, like, police detective movie vibes as well. So, yeah, I kind of wanted to put it with Killer's Delight, because these movies are actually pretty similar. They came out the same year, and they just have similar vibes for sure, like, plot-wise. Okay, this is one that I've been waiting to get my hands on for a long time. I've never watched any of the remakes or any of the other material concerning this movie. Or it's actually a series when it came out. And I love Stephen King. I don't know why it took me so long to finally get this and watch it. Maybe because it's so long and I just, like, it's actually been sitting on my shelf for a while. It's Salem's Lot, 1979. Fantastic vampire miniseries, or, you know, it's just a very long film if you'd like to regard it like that. This is a very basic DVD, the Warner Brothers DVD that came out probably like 15 years ago or something like that. This movie's rated PG, but it definitely is like poking towards R. You know, like it's a made for TV sort of thing, but it's Stephen King, and like they're not pulling their punches here. Like this movie's still got a little bit of grit and Stephen King depravity. You know, like it hasn't been stripped of all of its just degeneracy that's always in King's work, and for that I love it. It can be a little bit dry because it is quite long compared to a regular film. It's in 2 parts, and those 2 parts are about as long as the film themselves. So, I mean, put aside some time to watch this. I thought it was a very, very, very solid vampire flick. I had a lot of fun with this. It can be a little slow, but the creepy factor and just the vibes, like, I think that it's fantastic. Very, very cool film, like, for around Halloween time, because it's just got those East Coast fall vibes almost, as far as I'm concerned. That's what I got out of it. And the vampire at the end is really, really creepy. Yeah, just what's not to like? If you love Stephen King, you're going to like this. This is one of the much better adaptations, I think, from his work. Alright, guys. And we're going to get to the last one here. We have Don't Go in the House from 1979. This is the Severin Video High Q release with the sick little sleeve there. It's a pretty brutal artwork. Chick burning on the back. And then you take it out, got the Severin black case, and then the other artwork that's a little more well-known. Yeah, dude, this movie bears a strong resemblance to Maniac 1980, and it came out the year before. I'm not really sure. I haven't done enough research to say, but maybe the people that made Maniac had their hands in this, because it just seems so similar. The performances are very, very similar. The plot is very similar. The whole premise is just reeks of Maniac, but much more rural, which I actually enjoyed a lot more. Like, I love a great, you know, horror film based in New York City, but the more rural elements in this movie, just like the confinement and just you're alone, you know, like there's no one around, and the character in this movie is very much a character study slasher. Even though there's no one really getting slashed, it kind of works that model, but you know, with a flamethrower instead. But man, there's a lot of supernatural vibes in this movie. You're not really sure if it's supernatural or if the main character is off his rocker. Like, it's clear that he's off his rocker, but maybe there's something else going on too, and it's very hard by the end of the movie to decide for yourself, and I really enjoyed that. It's just very creepy, you know. Lots of scenes that took me off guard, where it should just be a corpse. You know that these people are just dead, but like maybe I just saw that corpse move. Like, there's so much subtle stuff going on in this movie that makes it very creepy. It can be kind of dry for, I would say, a traditional slasher fan, but man, it just, like, the psychological aspects of this film more than make up for the body count. Like, not a huge body count. You don't get to see everyone die, but just a very super creepy psychological film, and I've been after it for a while, and for good reason. I have to recommend it. So go seek that out. Don't Go in the House, 1979. That's gonna wrap it up. Listen, guys, I have to apologize again. I know I have been very, very absent from the channel after just telling you guys on my last update that I was going to be more just present with the channel. But as it goes, I'm still playing a lot of music. Been doing a lot of, like, played a big string of shows with both of my bands. Like, probably the most busy I've been with music in a long time. Put out a couple records last year, and trying to work on the next 2 with both of my bands as well. So be on the lookout for that. Links for the EP that you heard today, like I said, will be down below. So bear with me, guys. I'm trying to fucking keep my music going, but I have plans to release another update very, very soon, like within a few weeks. Not going to keep you guys waiting months anymore. And as we get closer to October, I'm going to be trying to do a few more different things that are not the live music, and actually just be here talking horror with you guys. So bear with me. I'm going to do my best. Until next time, though, go watch some horror films. Have a safe evening. And, yeah, I will see you next time. Dual 666 out. Keep on creeping, y'all. Mad love to you all.